Ruzigar Neek, and may your life be good and safe. What an appropriate Zartushti greeting when we gather from different parts of the world with different time zone. My name is Porandokh Rostamian, the board member of the ZSPC, and I would like to thank you for being here with us. I am honored that Mr. Fariborz Rahnamoon have accepted my invitation to continue to teach us about Gatha. I feel he has been able to bring out a proper translation of the Gathas that has been covered by centuries of dust from other culture and belief system. For many, it is difficult to digest because we are born in an Abrahamic culture and we are brainwashed with those Abrahamic beliefs. So we need to know the proper understanding of Gatha. As all of you know, Mr. Rahnamoon have studied of Gatha since many years ago, and we will listen to his translation of the Gatha. Today is about ASHA in Gatha. This recording will be available at www.gathas.ca. Just some ground rules. Please mute your microphone and write your question in the chat box. We will start today's program with a short benediction recited by Mr. Ferdows Mehta, followed by the main program presented by Mr. Fariborz Rahnamoon. So we will listen to that benediction by Ferdows Mehta.
Thank you, Dr. Puran.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Today, I have selected a couple of short prayers from the Avesta. The first one I have is the paragraph of Yasna 54.1, which starts with the two words that it is defined as. A Ariema Ishyo, Kafedrai Jantu, Narebyascha, Nairebyascha, Zarathustrahe, Ngewush Rafedrai Manango, Ya Daina Vairim Hanat Mesdem, Ashaya Yasa Ashim, Yam Ishyam Oro Mazata Mazada. The translation from the Corde Avesta by Professor Mobed Kangaji. May the much desired brotherhood of or fellowhood of mankind come hither for our rejoicing, for the men and for the maidens of Zarathustra, for the fulfillment of Bhaumano. Whosoever's inner self yearns this precious reward, I will pray to Asha for the blessing, which is greatly to be desired, and Aura Mazda hath meant for all of us. The second part is also very commonly and repeated many times in many of the jashans, which is from Bhapanyast, Karda first, paragraph 2. And it goes like this. Umatnam, Hoktanam, Brashtanam, Yadacha, Anyadacha, Verezinam, Nanamcha, Vavareza, Nanamcha, Mahi, Ibi Zaretaro, Naine Staro, Yatnam, Wahunam, Mahi. For good thoughts, good words, good deeds, here and elsewhere, of those who are performing them, and of those who have performed them, we revere and meditate as we are for the good. Thank you.
Thank you, Ferdows. Thank you, sir. God bless you, and God bless all Zartushtis. Dear Fariborz,
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being present today, and happy Father's Day to everyone. last time there was a lot of concern regarding ASHA. So I think we need to discuss this before going further. We lack a single word or term in English language to encompass some of the Avesta words like ASHA and ASHAME. Some English words have baggages, so we can't use them to give the right meaning to Avesta words, like the word soul. This morning I attended a Gatha class by eminent personality, and his explanation was very convincing, but had nothing to do with the real world. You had to believe first in the unseen world, then it was easy to understand. Of course, such translations are based on using the words in the Avesta and jumbling them up to form a sentence of your choice, and that is why we do not have two translations that are the same. When a keyword like ASHA is mistranslated, the verse does not make sense. And in order to make sense out of it, the translators have jumbled the words in to form a sentence of their liking and understanding. So it is more a question of them presenting their thoughts rather than the thoughts of Zarathustra. If we leave the word Asha and Ashem untranslated in the Avesta form, it makes better sense. And there will be no need to jumble the words and move them around to give meaning to the sentence, because Asha is Asha, we have not given it a meaning. Now let's see what the Gatha says about Asha and Hashem when we leave them untranslated and put the other Avesta words in the same order as they are sung by Zarathustra. We won't move them around. So I'll start with verse 28:9. Thank you, Uptin. Next, yeah. Through you, not Ahura Mazda, Hashem brings fury. So here we are told that through us, not through Ahura Mazda, Hashem also brings fury. Mind also is the best that which strives to give good guidance for you to be worthy, mighty, satisfied, also worthy of praise. So the first thing that we hear over here is that Asha can bring fury. Now, if Asha is righteousness, why would righteousness bring fury? So the meaning that we have given righteousness is not correct. Now, what it is, we will each one try to understand it ourselves. Now, what have translators done? I'll just show you an example of that. In the first two lines, we have you, we have Ahura Mazda, we have Asha, and we have in the next line we have the mind. The mind is not the good mind, it's the best, Vahishtam. So what have they done is they have said, by personifying all the four, they have said, O Ahura Mazda, we will not make you angry, nor Asha or Vahumana. So the fury, the anger, the destruction that Hashem can create through us has been turned around, and we have said that, O Ahura Mazda, we will not make you angry, nor Asha nor Vahumana. So the first basically three lines have been personified. And then the next three lines again, they say, most eagerly we strive your praise to sing. We deem ye, Lord, worthy to invoke and sing your praise. So again, here we have turned it around, they have turned it around to say that, oh God, will praise you and you're worthy of praise and you're worthy of invocation and we'll pray for you. And that's not what, if you leave the words in the same order, it doesn't do that. It is very clearly saying that through you, that is each one of us, not Ahuramas, the Asha is nature is there, and if something is happening through nature, it is not God doing it for us. It is we who are creating that problem. Like pollution of nature has caused us problem. The fury that is in nature today is caused by us. So through you, not Ahura Mazda, Hashem also brings fury. Mind also is the best that we strives to give good guidance for you to be worthy, mighty, satisfied, and also worthy of praise. So you have to use your good mind to give good guidance, so you don't pollute, so you don't create, make ASHA to create destruction. So it's all about us and living our life on earth. I always say that the Gathas is the handbook for planet Earth, how to live over here, how to take care of it, and how to live a happy life. But what translators have done is they have turned the table around and taken it to the unseen world. Now, the second verse, Upton, is what do we do when we are in pursuit of Hashem? Now, nature is everything to tell us. We want to learn from nature. So when we are learning from nature, what do we do? It says, when in pursuit of Hashem, keep your minds good forever, in harmony with the wisdom in creation. Train yourself to declare those thoughts by word of mouth, for that's when creation first comes into being. It is very clear. The word by word translation is very clear. It is about how we live on earth. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with afterlife. It has nothing to do with the unseen. It is saying that when in pursuit of Hashem, when in pursuit of knowledge from nature, keep your mind good forever. And what is good? It is good when it is in harmony with the wisdom in creation, when there's no clash. And then what you do? Train yourself to declare those thoughts by word of mouth. For that's when creation first comes into being. The moment you pronounce your good thoughts, you have laid the foundation of that creation. You have laid the foundation of that deed. Now, if you look at it, this is the verse that gives us the good words, good thoughts, good words, good deeds. First line, it says, keep your mind good forever, the good mind. Then it says, those thoughts, declare those thoughts by word of mouth, good words. And the last line says, for that's when creation first comes into being. The moment you have spoken that word, you have laid the foundation of the creation. Now, the funny part is over here, if you see all the translations, initially somebody started it and everyone has taken it. The word creation in the last line caught the imagination. And everyone, not everyone, but 90% of them have translated it that, oh, Ahura Mazda, tell me how you created the universe so that I can tell my people. Did Ahura Mazda ever tell Zartush? Did you find it anywhere in the Gathas? No. This is what has been translated by translators who had the Abrahamic religion in mind and were thinking about creation and not finding anything about creation in the Gathas. They made it into a question over here. You can go later on, read this verse, any translation. 90% of them is about, oh, Ahura Mazda, tell me how you created this earth, this universe, so that I can tell my people. It's nothing like that. It is telling us what to do. Gathas is about us living a happy life on earth, not in heaven, on earth. And so this is the verse that talks about good thoughts, good words, good deeds. And if you read that any translation, it doesn't sound like that. It is all about God creating the universe. The next verse, please. Now, when you do the right thing, what do you do next? Now you found information from ASHA, you use your good mind and found information. Now what will you do? ASHA, when you gain with mind's good use, having realized knowledge, the path to creativity, the ultimate message of wisdom, through words excellent, we shall turn those who do not know by speaking. Yes, I forgot to mention one thing. In the previous word, it was by word of mouth, and everybody has translated that as, oh, Ahura Mazda, with your own mouth, through your own mouth tell us, as if God has a mouth and they know about it. I just remembered that when the word mouth came over here again. So now you have the information, you have discovered something. Do you patent it and keep it and sell it to the highest bidder or no? It says if you have knowledge, if you have gained knowledge, if you have created something good, found something which is beneficial, you have to spread it. You have to tell others. Now, if Zoroastrianism is good, and if you think it's a good religion, you have to give it to others. This verse is about conversion. Asha, when you gain with mind good use, having realized knowledge, the path to creativity, the ultimate message of wisdom, through words excellent, we shall turn or convert those who do not know by speaking. No force. This is very important. By speaking, we are going to speak about the good things that we know and let others also follow it. So again, over here, Asha is something that has to be gained with the good use of the mind. What happens if we use a bad mind? That is the question that we should ask. So when I last time said that Asha can be good and bad, there were questions. Here it says, Asha, when you gain with mind's good use. If you use the bad mind, you'll create something bad. So now we go to the next verse. Now this is, you must have read Heart 29, where there's a drama that Ahura Mazda and Vahumana and everybody gather, and there's a conference, and Ahura Mazda questions Vahumana, etc., etc., and they choose Zarathustra to come and save the soul of the earth. Here it is, the opposite of that is said. It says, good dawned on the mind, revealing ASHA, the gift of long-standing truth. Truly words of wisdom to Zarathustra, mental power, the joy which comes to us and creation, also that adversaries and hatred we may overcome. Here it says that good dawned on the mind of Zarathustra and revealed to him the truth that is in nature, in Asha. And those words of wisdom is what gives us mental power, joy which comes to us and creation, also that the adversaries and hatred we may overcome. So this is how Zarathustra got his information, through his good mind. And again here it says revealing Asha. So Asha is something that has to be revealed. Asha is the entire universe, it's a nature. And now today we are learning about Mars. So we'll get information, new information from Asha of how to go and live on Mars, maybe. So that is what ASHA is, and ASHA is something that we have to gain. We have to look for it and look for it with a good mind, and it is revealed, and here it is revealed to Zarathustra. Next one, please. Now, this verse is a very important verse, which again, if you read any translation, it has been personified. It has been personified, and it doesn't make the sense that I'm going to read over here. It's a word by word. So it is the first 5 Amshas Pandons. And because it is Amshas Pandons, all translators have personified them. And by that, they have lost the whole scenario of a simple, step-by-step movement towards perfection in life. Truly the ASHA derived by the good mind. See, again, it is ASHA derived by the good mind. Never before known among the wise and all creation. So the ASHA that you know is one part, the ASHA that you still don't know. You don't know what is in Jupiter. You don't know what is in Mars. So you're going to learn that. Truly the ASHA derived by the good mind, never before known among the wise and all creation. When you know that, what you do? With it make good rules never waning, increasing righteousness, leading us towards perfection. So basically, these 5 steps are those that lead us towards perfection. The first 3 were the ones that were given to baby Jesus by the Magi, the good mind, Ashavahishta, and Khashatravaryu. Again, please note that it is you have to use your good mind to learn from ASHA. What happens if you use your bad mind? And when you know something that is new, with that you make good rules, good laws, good products. And when everything is good, the laws are good, the products are good, that society becomes a righteous society. And when there is, in a righteous society, people can progress towards perfection. So you'll have a perfect doctor, a perfect engineer, a perfect farmer, a perfect, everybody will be perfecting in their own field, in sports, in science, in literature, in artistry, everything. So with this, I will say that we have seen the different forms of ASHA that has been talked about over here. We have seen that we have always to have a good mind to learn about ASHA. Otherwise, ASHA, what we learn from ASHA can cause fury. The very first verse told us that it can cause fury. And that is through you, not Ahura Mazda. The ASHA that is created, that is there, the nature, as is good. But through you, Hashem also brings fury. And my understanding of Hashem is what we derive. Asha is the universe, and what we derive from it, what we learn from it, what we produce from it is Hashem. And through us, we can cause Asha to hurt us, cause fury, cause what? And only with a good mind, if we go after Asha, we will have a better world, a peaceful world, a world where we can progress towards perfection, a world where everyone lives in harmony. Unfortunately, all this has been personified and we have lost the real gist of everything. And my belief is that we talk of the Abrahamic religions and we say that we have copied them, but I will say it's not the Abrahamic religion. The Abrahamic religion was created by the Romans. After we lost to them, it is like communism and capitalism today. The communists have lost and everybody has become uh, capitalist. Today in China, you have more capitalists than anywhere else in the world. So it's a mixture of communism and capitalism. Peking has more billionaires than New York, they said just a few months back. After the COVID, their number of billionaires have gone up. So same thing. Our culture, our religion, the teachings of Zarathustra were natural. It had to do with the living world. It had to do with um, how to live a good and happy life. Nothing to do with heaven, nothing to do with hell. You had to make this world that you live in a heaven. And how to do it was all explained in the Gatha. It's still there. Don't jumble up the words, keep it in place, and you will see it. But what happened when we lost to them? And you see the Achaemenian period. If you look at the Achaemenian period, you have a monument like the Takht Jamshid, the Persepolis. But do you see any fire temple or any sort of temple over there? You will not see, you will not find. Archaeology has not found any temple dating to that period. And Herodotus has said it, and we say that he's a liar. He has said that we don't light fires. We go up on the top of the mountain and nature is our God. And that's true. That's what the Gathas wants you to do. But then we lost. And the Romans changed everything, took away everything from us. You will, as I said last time, you will not find a single philosopher. You will not find a single work of engineering, work of art, anything that belongs to Persians from that period. Everything was destroyed, everything was taken away. If we could build highways at that time, if we could measure the depth of ocean from the Red Sea to the Indus River, and this is noted, if we could join the Nile to the Red Sea, then who were the people who did that? Where are their names? They're all gone. So what has happened is after that, they came up with what is the Abrahamic religion. Sorry. See, to Jesus Christ, we gave the first three Spandon. We gave him the first three Spandons, and then that is swept aside. He even gives the other Spandon. He says, you can be perfect like your Father in heaven. He talks about righteousness. And he says in the end, he says, I and the Father are one. That is Khoda. Come to yourself, self-realization. And that is what Jesus Christ said. You will not hear about that in the church. You will not hear about that in the Catholic Church. The other things have been brought up. Other things have been made important. Ask any Catholic priest, what are the three gifts? And they'll say gold, silver, gold and myrrh and all that, and they'll talk about it. They will give you an hour-long lecture. but they won't read Matthew chapter 4, where the three gifts are explained, where you are exactly told the first gift is about using the mind. The second gift is the law of nature. And the third gift is good laws. It is there in Matthew chapter 4. You go and read it for yourself and you'll see. So what has happened? The Roman Church, the Roman Catholics, the Vatican has brought out a different version of, although it is there in the Bible, it has brought out a different version. And we have taken up that version. And that is why our Gathas are translated the way they are translated. They are taken from earth and put into the unseen and a belief system, not in facts. So I hope I've cleared what ASHA means. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. And from there we can go further.
Mr. Ranamun, I believe we have one question from Mr. Minu, and he asks, in what language is Avesta written? If you could answer that.
Avesta is written in, today we have, you mean language or, I lost my screen, sorry.
Minu, if you would like to come and unmute yourself and maybe clarify your question for Mr. Ranamun, he could better answer it.
Yeah. Hi, Feroz. Fariboz, nice to see you after a long time. My question was what language was Avesta written in? Is it Persian language or was it an ancient language that that we don't know anymore?
No, it was written down in the Avesta, in the Din Dabira script, but the sound was the same ancient sound. So those sounds were produced by using the Din Dabira script, which is a very advanced script. It has all the sounds, and you can even write the sound of a bird singing, they say.
So it is not known what the language.
No, the language is known. It's Avesta.
It's called Avesta, I see.
It's called Avesta, and it was written down long after Zarathustra. And in the Sasanian times, it was written down in the Din Dabira script, which we can read today. But meanings are the problem.
Yeah.
Meanings are the problem. And we have been told that it's a dead language and only the Sanskrit can help us. Of course, Sanskrit has helped us, and what we know today is from Sanskrit. But there are lots and lots of words that I, as a Persian speaker and a Dari speaker, can understand. And we use it. We use it a little differently, but we use it.
My second question, Fariboz, is did Zarathustra actually write down the Gathas or did he pass it on verbally?
No, it's very well known that it was verbal. And the fact that today, after so many 1,000 years, the scholars were able to distinguish. They didn't know. We didn't know. Our ancestors in the 1800s did not know which part of the yasna is Gatha. It was Martin Haig who, while translating the yasna, realized the difference and realized the age of the of the songs and the uniqueness of the songs. And he said this should be from Zarathustra. So the fact that somebody outsider could recognize them as different shows that it has remained in its original form over the 3,000 years. A few words may be sound-wise twisted because languages twist. Z becomes S and S becomes Z, but otherwise it is remain the same, and that is how they found it. So that uniqueness itself proves that it has been preserved, and the rhythm that is in it, they say it is 7979. The words are 7979 in Vedic Gatha. So all that shows that it is original. Although it was not written down, it was original, and thanks to our Mubeds, who even today cannot become a Mubed unless they can recite some prayers by heart. And that's how we have got it preserved over the last 3,000 years.
Thank you, Faribose. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Minu, for the great question, and thank you, Mr. Faribors, for answering that.
You're welcome.
We have another request from Mr.